The unfolding saga surrounding Chad Gable's mysterious box and its potential ties to the ongoing turmoil within the Judgment Day has captivated WWE fans in recent weeks. This storyline, rich with intrigue and speculation, began when Chad Gable vanished from television for several weeks, embarking on a cryptic mission orchestrated by Dominic Mysterio. Gable's absence sparked a flurry of fan theories about who he might be meeting and what this enigmatic journey could mean for his future in WWE. Dominic, a key figure in the Judgment Day faction, had arranged for Gable to connect with an unknown individual, leading many to speculate about a high-profile encounter, perhaps a legendary luchador or a significant wrestling personality. However, when the moment of revelation arrived, it defied all expectations in the most peculiar way. After weeks of build-up, Chad Gable's quest led him to a gritty, shadowy part of town. Navigating through a dimly lit alleyway, he finally came face-to-face with his contact, an elderly man whose appearance and demeanor were far from what fans had envisioned. This wasn't a celebrated wrestler or a recognizable figure from lucha libre lore. Instead, it was a mysterious, weathered stranger who seemed to exist on the fringes of society. The old man spoke in riddles, telling Gable, "You cannot fight what you can't understand. To fight it, you must understand it, and first, you must become lucha yourself." His words carried a cryptic weight, hinting at a transformation Gable would need to undergo. Then, with a sense of ceremony, the man presented Gable with a worn, battered cardboard box. But there was a catch: payment was required up front. Gable, perhaps driven by curiosity or a sense of obligation to see this through, handed over approximately $500 in cash to secure the box's contents. The moment of truth arrived as Gable opened the box and reached inside. Just as he began to pull something out, the screen abruptly cut to black, leaving viewers hanging in suspense. WWE masterfully withheld the reveal, amplifying the mystery and sending fans into a frenzy of speculation. Gable didn't leave them entirely in the dark. However, shortly after the segment aired, he took to social media to drop a tantalizing clue. He posted a photo of himself in his ring gear, holding the now infamous box. But with a twist, his head was conspicuously cropped out of the frame. Accompanying the image was a caption that read, "See you soon," written entirely in Spanish, "Nos vemos pronto." This deliberate choice of language, combined with the elderly man's emphasis on becoming lucha, fueled the leading fan theory: the box contained lucha libre wrestling masks. The idea of lucha libre masks quickly took root among the WWE Universe. Some fans posited that the box held a single mask intended for Gable himself, symbolizing a personal evolution into a lucha-inspired persona. Others speculated that it might contain multiple masks, perhaps one for each member of Gable's American-made faction, suggesting a broader transformation for his group. The steep $500 price tag only deepened the debate. Was the cost justified by the inclusion of several masks, or had Gable been duped by a cunning con artist? The ambiguities surrounding the transaction added a layer of humor to the narrative. After all, this mysterious elderly man loitering near a grocery store in a shady alley was the contact Dominic Mysterio had set Gable up with. Fans had anticipated a meeting with a revered luchador or a significant figure tied to Dominic's heritage, not a random old man peddling a beat-up box. Yet, Gable's evident excitement about his purchase, as reflected in his social media post, suggested that whatever was inside held real value to him. As fans eagerly await Gable's return to Monday Night Raw, the prevailing expectation is that he'll unveil the box's contents in a dramatic live reveal, whether it's a single mask, a collection for his faction, or something entirely unexpected. The moment promises to be a turning point in his storyline, but Gable's journey doesn't exist in isolation. It's subtly intertwined with the ongoing drama within the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio's faction, which has been teasing the arrival of a new member for weeks. Initially, many believed Dominic's arrangement with Gable was a covert ploy to recruit him into the Judgment Day. The theory made sense. Dominic, a second-generation star with lucha roots, might have been steering Gable toward a role within the group. However, the reveal of the elderly man as Gable's contact has temporarily derailed that speculation, shifting the focus back to the Judgment Day's internal dynamics. Within the Judgment Day, tensions have been simmering, particularly between Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor. The faction, known for its no-leader ethos, has prided itself on collective decision-making. Yet, Finn Balor has increasingly positioned himself as the group's de facto shot caller, a stance that's now driving a wedge between him and his stablemates. For weeks, Dominic and Finn have clashed over the idea of expanding the faction. Dominic has been vocal about the need for a new member, arguing that additional muscle could bolster their dominance. He's pointed to moments like their failed ambush on Braun Breaker as evidence, suggesting that an extra pair of hands might have tipped the scales in their favor. Finn, on the other hand, has been adamantly opposed, rejecting any notion of new blood with a stubborn resolve. This fundamental disagreement has turned their exchanges into a weekly battle of wills, with Dominic pushing forward and Finn digging in his heels. Finn's resistance to change is starting to isolate him within the Judgment Day. His behavior echoes the friction that preceded Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley's exits from the group the previous summer, hinting that his own departure might be imminent. Despite the faction's leaderless creed, Finn's actions betray a belief that he holds authority, a perception not shared by his peers. If the rest of the group, including Dominic, Liv Morgan, and others, votes to bring in a new member, majority rule could override Finn's objections, rendering his stance irrelevant. His relationships with his teammates are already strained. During group discussions, Finn often distances himself, brooding alone rather than engaging. When he does join a conversation, it's often to take jabs at his allies. For instance, he recently mocked Liv Morgan for her loss in the Elimination Chamber, a barb that did little to mend fences. These cracks in the faction's unity suggest that Finn's days in the Judgment Day may be numbered. Adding to the speculation, fans have noticed a subtle detail in a recent Raw segment: the face of Finn's alter ego, the Demon, faintly visible in the background of the Judgment Day's locker room. The Demon, a fan-favorite persona unseen since WrestleMania 39 in 2023, has been absent from WWE programming for nearly 2 years. While its appearance in the set design isn't new, it's been part of the locker room decor for months. Some wonder if it's a deliberate hint at a potential return. Could Finn unleash the Demon as a last-ditch effort to reassert his dominance within the group? Or is it merely a nostalgic Easter egg? The ambiguity keeps fans guessing, though it's far from a definitive clue. As the story progresses, the smart money is on Dominic prevailing in his push for a new member. The question then becomes, who will it be? Speculation runs rampant, with names both big and small floating through the rumor mill. Aleister Black, now Malachi Black in AEW, remains the most jaw-dropping possibility, though his return to WWE would be a logistical long shot. More realistic candidates include Karrion Kross and Bronson Reed, both of whom could bring a fresh dynamic to the Judgment Day. Intriguingly, Chad Gable's name has also resurfaced in these discussions. Dominic's role in Gable's current Lucha arc, complete with the mysterious meeting in the box, raises the possibility that this was all part of a grander scheme. Just before giving Gable the elderly man's contact information, Dominic reminded him, "You owe me for this." If Gable's transformation proves successful, could Dominic cash in that favor by recruiting him into the Judgment Day? The threads of these narratives, Gable's mysterious box and the Judgment Day's internal strife, are poised to converge in the coming weeks. Gable's return to Raw will likely shed light on the box's contents and his next steps, while the Judgment Day's power struggle seems destined to culminate in a significant shakeup. Whether Gable emerges as a luchador, a new faction member, or something else entirely, his story is undeniably linked to Dominic's machinations. Meanwhile, Finn Balor's precarious position suggests a dramatic exit could be on the horizon, paving the way for a refreshed Judgment Day lineup. Fans are left to ponder the possibilities. Will Gable don a mask and join forces with Dominic? Will Finn's stubbornness lead to his ouster? And what role, if any, will the Demon play in this unfolding drama? As March 11, 2025, marks the current chapter, the WWE Universe eagerly awaits the next twist in this captivating tale of mystery, loyalty, and transformation.